Okay, so let's jump into this video and talk about our ground speed limiter and our RPM limit table. Now our ground speed limiter is going to be used in a road race situation where we have a pit lane limiter and you're going to be coming into the pit lane and you have to maintain a particular speed. If you have a button fitted on the driver's steering wheel, you can simply push the button and we're going to be finding that it's going to hold you back at that particular speed. So if the driver's full throttle, he's not going to be able to accelerate any faster than the pit lane limiter that he has set up on the button or you set up on the button. Now we're going to be finding we also have an RPM limit table, and this is going to allow us to have a dynamic main rev limiter. So just as we found when we set the main rev limiter, let's say at 10,000, we can implement this table that's going to allow us to vary the rev limiter based on something like coolant temperature or oil pressure, or we can even use it for a pseudo traction control. So if we don't want to use the launch limiter table beyond first gear, and we don't want to use a slip-based traction control, we can implement this RPM limit table to act as a traction control for us. So there's going to be a whole bunch of ways and a whole bunch of implementations of our RPM limit table. I'm going to be walking you through just a couple of the more common examples. So without further wait, let's jump in so we can check all this out. Okay, so let's get started here. We're going to be taking a look at our RPM limit and our ground speed limiter in this video. So both of these are going to be something you probably want to implement in your tuning strategy. Now the ground speed limiter is going to be really important for a road race car. If you have a certain pit speed limiter in place at the track you're running, you have to make sure that you don't exceed that coming into the pit lane. So we're going to be implementing that on a road race style car. But the RPM limit is going to be something that we can go and program for all kinds of different purposes. And up to this point, we just talked about using our RPM limit as our main rev limiter. We haven't looked at the dynamic table that we can build. So the first thing we're going to do here is build our own page so that we're able to best look at these features. So let's go right click here, new page, and go to blank. And I'm going to be calling this limiter. So click save here. We've called this limiter page. So let's go right click here, go to add, go to adjust table, and then we're going to be bringing all this out here. Just move it out, move it down. Next, we're going to be adding some gauges and then a little numeric display. So right click here, go to add. We're going to go here into our dial gauge, select here, type in RPM